Hello everyone, welcome to This Day. It is Thursday, it is July 3rd. Welcome to our show. We're going to take a break for the next couple days. So it's our last show as we head into the July 4th weekend. Hope you got some great plans going on. We got some great plans going on at my house around here. Nobody's going to be here. It's going to be fantastic. Going to have the week off, rest of the weekend off rather. But before we go, we got one more show for you, and it's going to be a good one. We have the Fit Brain Club's going to be here. Mary Grace Carpenter and Dr. Daniel Nadeau is going to be here. They're going to be talking about our eating habits. He has a great book out. It's going to go through kind of the color of our food and eating, have a full color palette on our menu and how that can be a healthy life for us. So we're going to talk about that. And then Ting, John Kruger is going to be in here. They are working in the community. They're bringing in the Wi-Fi and bringing broadband to us, and going to be talking about the progress going on there as well. And then later in the program, Bree and I, pickleball competition. We'll see who wins. Anyway, let's talk about what we want to keep you informed about. And like I said, we're not going to be here on July 4th or July 5th. We got some great movies for you, though. The documentary JFK Remembered is going to be at 8:30 tomorrow. Then at noon, we've got Finding Nemo, a great Pixar classic, and then California Gold on the USS Midway with Huell Hauser at 5 p.m. Then on July 5th, on Saturday, I won't be here at the desk either, but you got Stagecoach going to be at 8 a.m., great John Wayne movie. Then at 12 o'clock noon, Matthew Broderick's Biloxi Blues, Neil Simon, great screenplay on that one, really funny movie. And then Huell's back for California Gold. In-N-Out Burger, a great tour through the facilities and the origins of In-N-Out Burger is going to be at 5 p.m. for you. So that is going to be for July 4th and July 5th, and no This Day on either of those days. Let's take a check on our weekend weather as we head into the 4th of July weekend, and we have some great, fantastic temperatures for us. It's going to be 78 degrees today, and then we hit some 80s for Friday and Saturday and Sunday, and then Monday maybe a little bit tick cooler, but really kind of really warm summer-like temperatures as it should be. It's going to be nice and sunny. We're going to have some marine layer depending on how warm it gets. It's going to be hanging around in the morning, but really peeling back pretty early in the morning to mostly sunny skies for us. And then Sunday, we can forget about the marine layer as well as Monday. It's going to be just mostly sunny and no real marine influence on those days. Let's take a look at our sunrise sunset while we're at it here. Beautiful picture from Bullhead City. I guarantee they have no marine layer there these days. Bullhead City, Arizona. Thanks, Cole Young, for sending us this one. Sunrise this morning was 5:45. Sunset tonight is going to be 8:04. If you'd like to send us a picture on a trip or just from around town, pets, places like that, we'd love to see them. Email us, lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. Make sure you include your name, where you took the picture, and we'll use it in our sunrise sunset segment. Okay, got a couple of meetings to tell you about before we head to the break, and then when we come back, we'll have Fit Brain Club right here. Stay with us.
"21 years ago, I started Salus Home Care because I saw a need for a professionally run home care organization in Laguna Woods. I wanted to build on 3 principles. 1, ease for the client. 1 call to Salus Home Care will put you on the right path. 2, quality. Medicare ranks Salus among the highest home health and hospice providers in the state. 3, trust. We've been in business for 21 years. Call Salus and let us show you why we've been in business longer than any other home care company in South Orange County."
We're going to talk about fitness in the mind and body here. I want to welcome Grace Carpenter to the program, along with Dr. Daniel Nadeau, and he has a great book. We're going to be talking about 2 of his books that are out right now. But Grace, health, eating well, fitness, all can attribute to staving off dementia and Alzheimer's, right? I mean, in terms of our...
Absolutely, and that's why we do our meetings monthly in the Performing Arts Center, the second Monday of every month. 10 a.m. the presenter starts. And I got a call yesterday asking, well, are they always about Alzheimer's disease? Alzheimer's is under the dementia umbrella.
Right.
We have all these dementias, like we had Dr. Ken Papard last month talking about MCI. Mild cognitive impairment can often be reversed. It doesn't mean you're going to have Alzheimer's. And he also talked about the new color test that even the primary care doctor, Dr. Nadeau is an endocrinologist, so he has more to say about it than I do. But this is why we have the monthly meetings. We charge no dues. The speakers get no stipend. Everybody's a volunteer. I'm an Alzheimer's volunteer for Alzheimer's Orange County, our sponsor. And we do music for the brain, music for the changing brain, even if they have Alzheimer's, right? Or whatever dementia stage anybody is at. And that's 10 a.m. on the second Monday of every month. And Dr. Dan will be there on this next present event, which is Monday, July 14th in the PAC, Dining Room 2.
Okay, there we go. I want to talk about your books here. The first one you put out was back in 2002, the Color Code. And it's like the colors of vibrant colors of vegetables and fruits and how they can benefit us, right? And I always said to have lots of colors on your plate, right? That's what people say in terms
That's
of a
the way to
balanced
go,
diet.
Michael, for sure. So this book talked about like how the red foods, like strawberries, how they're good for you, how the blue foods, like blueberries, are good for you, how greens, the more you eat of greens, the healthier you're going to be, basically, is the bottom line. So that was the book I co-authored with Jim Joseph. He was chief of the neuroscience lab at Tufts in Boston. And he's the guy who showed improved memory and motor skills in older animals by feeding them blueberries.
Like Grace talked about, reversing some of the effects that you can
Exactly,
actually
and that was the first study that ever actually showed reversal of defects. And then since that time, we've had now human studies that have shown the same thing. And we will be talking a lot about a study by Dean Ornish where they actually showed reversal or at least stabilization, especially in those who really took a healthy diet really seriously. And I think that there's even a way to take it beyond that by focusing on especially nutritious foods. And I have another book now that's
soon to be released in about
soon
a
to be
week
released.
or so.
Right, you'll be able to pre-order it on Amazon within a week or so. And very excited about this. So this one's organized a bit differently. We talk about having healthy skin, a healthy heart, a chapter on healthy brain, and so on. So we go by systems. So I think it's going to be more accessible and meaningful for people to have it organized that way.
But should people, I mean, let me ask you this question. Should people focus, I want my skin to get better. So should we be focusing, or something like that, my hair growth or whatever it might be, my belly fat. So, but shouldn't be people doing the whole kind of gamut of all of these things, a little bit of everything?
Exactly. Well,
right?
what's remarkable is that, every chapter is similar in that it's focusing on similar things that you're doing. There are certain things you can do, for example, for the brain, like having like a plant-based omega-3 could be especially helpful for you if you're talking about brain health. So we bring that up. But generally speaking, you're talking about eating whole foods. I do want to just start off by thanking Grace for inviting me to speak. It's very much an honor to work with her and to be here with you. I do think that here at Laguna Woods, there's a tremendous reservoir of genius, of people who have so much to offer, who've had just, remarkable careers and so on. And what we want to try and do is preserve that wisdom that they have so that they can carry it forward to the next generation. And I mean, part of that, I would say, if you look at how people are eating, instead of talking about what they shouldn't eat, I think it's important to talk about what they should eat.
Right, okay.
To try to help the brain. We're going to try to give them so many healthy foods to eat that there's no room for the bad foods anymore.
Oh, you
that's
see,
good.
I had a rainbow of food the other night, but it was just Skittles that I separated.
Oh, Skittles.
And apparently I was told that was no good.
That's a little bit processed. That's a little bit
They
processed.
were really colorful. I'm not gonna. It was the rainbow effect. So, Grace, have you taken to heart some of the things that you've learned over the years about food and the good foods and the bad foods, and how have you made changes in your life?
Well, the first thing I started with was the FODMAP diet and that was so restrictive. But that got me to do a lot of gluten-free products. And I couldn't believe how available they were and tasty they were. And so now I look in my cupboard and it's just natural for me to eliminate something that I have to because of the effect on my digestive system. And I think that's so important. I'm 81 and I'm finally getting all these gas, all these problems we have as we get older. And then I think just watching the diet now, I don't do FODMAP at all now because I got everything under control. And Dr. Dan's my endocrinologist, and he's really helped me with all that.
There you go.
Plus, we got to tell them the news that people like me who have sleep apnea, they just approved it if we have a recent sleep study, the insurance company will provide us with what used to be just considered the diet drug, right?
So that's, you're talking about Zepbound.
Yeah, Zepbound.
Which is that
right,
GLP-1 type medication, which of all the meds that have ever been developed, it's probably the most helpful in terms of facilitating weight loss.
Yes.
So some people being on that medication will cut their caloric intake by as much as 1,000 calories per day.
And that's what's happened to me. It's wonderful.
And with that weight loss, sleep apnea can often be reversed. Yeah.
Yes, they were looking at my studies, and the pulmonologist said, he just sent you all my studies, I know. He said, I have done almost zero, from 28 episodes an hour to almost 0 episodes on the data they get every day from my sleep machine. And the fact that insurance is finally going to pay for this, because all these drugs are expensive.
What's been the learning curve in terms of the connective tissue between your first book you wrote and then what you put into this book? Did you take, okay, there's some carryover here, there's going to be some connection here, but here, I'm taking this to the next level.
Right, well, in this book, I must say, it's almost like encyclopedic in terms of just going through, what's in, for example, beets and, and how they're good for you and so on. And it's almost like if you want to look up, the red foods and the beets, you can certainly do that and see what's good for them. But for other people who are, for example, a teenager who's suffering with skin issues, with acne and so on, this is where you want to turn because it's going to talk about how you can reverse acne. Or if you're an older person and you're starting to worry about your memory. I just came from here. The last patient I saw actually has a friend who's lost his memory, doesn't recognize him anymore, and he is now focused on, well, what can I do to protect my brain? And so I think it's very important. So I'm just going to kind of tick off a few things as I try to get people to have a couple cups of berries every day. It's actually best to have a variety of different berries, not even just one. I personally like the wild Maine blueberries because they're the highest concentration, have 33 different types of anthocyanins. They're readily available, frozen for 3-pound bag for like $15 in every supermarket in California.
Oh, we need to know that.
So yeah, that's good. And then, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, walking through Trader Joe's, instead of picking up a candy bar or something, go ahead and pick up some blackberries and know that you're really doing something good for your brain. So what you're having even as snacks is important. And then I always encourage people to have a big old colorful salad every day because that, just gives, there's no amount of greens that's not going to benefit you. The more you eat, the more benefit you're going to get from having greens in your diet. So I try to, so berries with breakfast, big old salad for lunch, more greens with dinner, and, to have, healthy foods like whole grains and legumes and such. They say that every serving of beans you have each day increases your life expectancy by 7%.
Oh, that's good to know.
All right, we're going to save some for the event. It's going to be on the 14th Fit Brain Club. Dr. Daniel Nadal and Grace Carpenter, thank you guys so much for coming in.
Okay, great. Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
You're watching This Day. We'll be right back.
Seniors fear running out of money more than death itself, and the number one mistake you can make is underestimating volatility, which can derail your retirement. For 35 years now, I've coached seniors to financial independence by using 2 simple rules. Never take big losses and create income along the way. It's your financial future. Call now to get a free risk analysis to ensure your investments are protected, and we'll send you our Safer Money System, 949-219-0692.
When it comes to life's most important medical challenges, where do you go? Welcome to the Hoag Institutes. Our top-ranked physicians are experts in diagnosing and treating the most complex medical conditions. Unparalleled expertise, world-class care, all within the Hoag Institutes, right here in OC.
All right, folks, welcome back. We've got another crew member from Ting with us today, John Kruger. Yes, like Freddie, I've been told. John, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
You're coming to us from Colorado.
Yeah, I'm based in Western Colorado, and I oversee the entire Western United States for Ting and the operations department for construction and also field ops, so everything customer facing.
Fantastic. Are you excited about this project?
Super excited. This is a great milestone for Ting to be able to sign up with a large community like Laguna Woods and bring an upgraded service on top of the cable you guys have enjoyed for so long.
For sure. How many team members, John, does Ting have in this working on this particular project?
On this side, we've got a little over a dozen, like a baker's dozen here in the management scene and in the supervisor scene, and then we're empowered by our partners to do the actual physical work on the ground and help us be able to scale this to cover the vast community you guys have built here.
And the partners include?
We've got a construction partner that's going to come in and do the actual fiber placement in the right of way and outside the homes, and then we've got that same partner is going to be doing the installs that come into the home and place the equipment. And then in addition to that, we brought in a oversee company that's going to help us, do all the reporting and tracking and completions for the 18,000 addresses here.
Quite a few, isn't it?
It is. It's a big chunk, and we're trying to do it in a really advantageous timeline. So, we had initially put out that this would be an 18-month project. We're already into those 18 months, so we'd say we're looking more like a 15-month completion here to have the service live. Yeah. Construction and installation.
Not only on time, but ahead of schedule.
That's the idea. Yeah,
That's
we would like to deliver.
And below budget.
Yes, of course. Yeah, that's a main thing too.
Those are fantastic goals.
Yeah.
Along with that, in all seriousness, do you foresee any type of challenges?
I think our biggest
perhaps?
challenge is just going to be making sure that everybody's aware of what people are out there doing and keeping everybody informed so that everyone's safe and isn't caught off guard when our crews are coming and when they're being reached out, via text or email to be made aware of the install and the service change. So just really that interaction with the community I see as being our most important part.
Sure. And John, tell us about the logistics in terms of the management team. Do you guys stay here for those 15 months, or do you get to go back home and see family and friends?
That's a great question.
How does that work?
Oh, that's a good question. Ting's very, very orientated in having a good work-life balance. So myself, being from Western Colorado, won't need to be based here the entire time, but we will have an on-site team for the entirety of the project and the long-term agreement to serve the community. So locally, I have two construction project managers that live and reside here regularly, and then we have technicians that we're also employing to work in the village themselves. One of those is actually coming over just recently from the Laguna Woods broadband group, so we were able to utilize their long-term expertise and connections with the community. And so we're going to hire Lupe. Lupe is going to be our first hire here starting next Monday.
That's exciting. Yeah, because he's very well versed in with, like you said, the broadband.
He seems to know a lot about the community and the broadband, and he's well, he's looked at all this conduit many times over the course of the multiple decades he's worked for the community. So we're excited to have him here, and then he'll be empowered by an additional 5 technicians by the end of this build. So we'll have a team of 6 locally in here every single day for service calls and helping people get through some troubleshooting that they may have with their connections. And then we'll also still remain with that construction management position to oversee the teams.
So with this being an older community and essentially the foundation has already been laid, right, for you to just go ahead and slide those fiber optic cables through the conduit. Is that something that you've seen before?
No, this is a very future state mind that was had when they built this cable network to put all that, what we refer to as shadow conduit, in next to the other conduit. So it'll express the placement of the fiber quite a bit. So
it'll cut off those last 3 months of installation.
Probably more than that. Yeah, this might have been a 2 or 3 year project had we had to come through and bore or micro trench and cause all that disturbance to the landscape and the roads, and none of that should have to happen here. We'll just have a few holes that'll have to be made bigger to put in a larger box in order to hold some of our equipment, but very, very small impact to the actual landscape of the community.
Well, everything about this community is forward thinking.
It seems like that. Yeah, I would agree. Paul has done a great job having a future state mind and just making sure that all the key players got to have input over the years to get to where you guys are today.
I love it. Fantastic, John. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
that
It's been
information.
fantastic. You
Good
guys-
luck out there. Come
Thank
see us
you.
again.
We will.
You're watching This Day on Village TV. We'll be back after these messages.
Hi, my name is Dr. Faramant. Brilliant Smile has been the premier dental office of Laguna Woods Village for over 30 years now. We take the extra time to understand our patients' unique needs. We truly care about your happiness and dental wellness. We always provide the absolute highest quality of dental work at very affordable prices in a very relaxing environment. Stop by or give us a call and experience the Brilliant Smile difference. We are conveniently located close to Gate 6.
Who is RadNet? You've probably heard our name and seen our commercials, but you still might not know who we are. RadNet is the largest provider of outpatient imaging services in the United States, with over 8,000 employees and almost 400 imaging centers in 7 states. Likely, if you have had diagnostic imaging, you have experienced RadNet's high-quality, cost-effective imaging services. With 35 years of expertise, RadNet is leading into the future with advanced technology and the very latest AI technology. We are positioned for the future of healthcare. RadNet, leading radiology forward.
Well, here we are at the pickleball courts. We have Bree, who's a beginner. I'm a beginner-ish. And of course, we have Cheryl, who's an expert.
My second time playing.
We have an invite down here. We're going to try to play some pickleball. We're going to see how we do. No money on it, that it's official, but there's some serious betting going on between Bree and I, so we'll see how it works out.
Nice.
Yours.
Ah, I wasn't close enough.
That's the low. I hit the low ones. They don't come up. 8-1-2.
Nice.
I was gonna slam it.
Out.
Out. And so, how many
Good
points
miss.
does the game go to?
That's a good miss.
8-5-1.
Ooh, slamming.
Nice. Go.
Oh, sorry.
No, no, no.
My bad.
No.
That's out.
Out. It's 10-8.
When did you get 8?
When did that happen?
Ah.
You were smoking there for
When
a
I
minute.
started
Who was in
playing.
authority? Oh shoot! I should have hit that.
Nice. Michael's here. Shoot.
Ah, game.
Game. Yay! Aw,
There we go.
that's
Hey,
fun.
we gave them run for the
Great.
money.
That was great.
They thought, oh, they were 0 and they beat us.
All right, there we go. I think
So much fun.
yeah, I won and Bree didn't win. Is that how we're saying
By
that?
like 1 point.
By like 1 point. It was close. It was close.
You had a great team partner, though.
I did.
Cheryl, thank you so much for joining us today and giving me my second lesson.
I was happy to have you guys come and play with me.
It's wonderful. Tell our viewers, how do people get involved in the pickleball games? I mean, there's a lot of courts here.
For people who have never played before, we have an introduction to pickleball.
Wonderful.
Where people
I'll be
can
taking
come.
that class.
Yes, and then if you join our club, we have a beginners pickleball where you actually get lessons, learn how to really play pickleball for beginners. So then you just sign up on our website, www.lagunawoodspickleball.com.
Fantastic. And so tell us, what does it take to actually become a member of Laguna Woods Pickleball?
You just sign up on our website and pay our dues. I can't remember whether it's $20 or $25, and that's it, and you become a
That's it.
member. Yeah.
And so do you have to reserve the courts, or can members just walk on?
That's the only way to do it. We have a program called Brad's Boxes, where there's a big whiteboard, and you sign up. 4 people have to sign up in order to come on. You wait your turn, because there are a lot of people who sign up before and after you, and when it's your turn, you cross your name off and go on. When the orange flag is up, that's when all the courts are full, and you really do have to wait and play by Brad's boxes.
I see. Okay. So you've been out here since 7:30 this morning.
Yes.
What is the, I'm going to call it addiction to this sport, because it's taken the country by storm. Everybody wants to play. Apparently a little black dog named Pickle started this whole phenomenon.
Right.
It's been an amazing sport to watch evolve.
It's great. I started, I guess, 10 years ago. My neighbors were the original members of the pickleball club, and they said, you have to join. And what was really wonderful for me was I didn't know anybody, and it was very social. We'd all meet, at that time we were playing indoors, and we'd just sit around waiting for our time to go on the court. So you'd meet new people, have a time to interact. And now that we have more courts, which aren't enough, we have a social area. So when you're waiting for a court, you can hang out with people. So it's a real social sport. It's an easy sport to get into.
And that's the shaded area.
That's the
over
shaded
here.
area, yeah. I mean, you've only had one lesson before, and look, you were almost a pro.
Almost.
You served the ball, you got into it, and it's
Well,
easy to get into
so
it.
that makes me realize why there's so many people who love the sport.
Right.
Because you can pick it up pretty easily, especially if you're a previous tennis player.
Right, and the serve is much easier than tennis.
Yes.
For me, it was much easier.
I had to get used to the short racket.
smallness, right?
That's the only
But
challenge.
other than that,
Other than that, I
did
think
you
we're
have
good.
fun?
I had a lot of fun. Thank you
And we
so much,
won.
Cheryl, and we won.
Well-
So we're gonna throw it back to the studio to I don't know who, because we're both here. But the only thing we didn't have time for was the trophy ceremony. So there you go. We ran out of time. Otherwise, it would have been really great.
I'm glad for that.
Thanks for watching.
I would have
Thank
gone
you,
home
Cheryl.
without one.
We believe every senior should be able to remain healthy, happy, and at home. At Caring Senior Service, we understand the value of compassion and companionship. Our caregivers promote health, happiness, and independence. We cook nutritional meals, engage in meaningful activities, run errands, do light house cleaning, and more. Call us toll-free at 833-926-3700 or visit our website, CaringSeniorServiceLW.com. Healthy, happy home. Caring Senior Service.
Welcome back. Let's talk about our Friday and Saturday movies. We got some great ones for you. It's going to be on Friday. We have Peanut Butter Falcon. It stars Shia LaBeouf. It's going to be brought to us by Harvard Eye Associates, 2 p.m. with the subtitles and 6 p.m. without the subtitles. And then on Saturday, we have a great classic movie, The Wizard of Oz, starring Judy Garland. Going to be at 2 p.m. with the subtitles, 6 p.m. without the subtitles, and that is going to be brought to us by Radnip. Okay, folks, we are running out of time, so it's time to say goodbye. No shows tomorrow on Friday and no shows on Saturday. We got those great movie lineups we talked to you about earlier in the program. I'm Michael Taylor. For all of us here at Village Television, we hope you make this day and this weekend a great one.